Good morning, wonderful people, esteemed viewers. Welcome to the program. This morning, this is Bystanders at the Newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku. I'll say a big welcome. Welcome to Bystanders today. We are right here in Ogba to get our analysts and also people that we're going to interview, talk, respond to the topical issues and the reports that we have on the newspaper headlines today. I'm Christian Chuku. I'm right here in Ogba. You can see it is Ogba. We're here. You can see we have people with us this morning to look at the newspaper headlines. Okay, let's move on as we look at what we are going to discuss today. Breaking news this morning: we have the breaking news. We have suspected terrorists have abducted 4 persons, consisting of a man, woman, and 2 children in Kolo village in the Gusau local government area of Zamfara State. We gathered that the following victims' abduction, the suspects demanded a 10 million naira ransom and rejected the old naira notes. An indigene in the area, Mohammed Ibrahim, said the bandits later reduced the ransom to 5 million, adding that people in the village had been trying to raise the money to secure the safe release of the victims. As we're trying to gather the money demanded by the terrorists, they sent another message this morning that they would not collect old naira notes. So, suspected terrorists, kidnappers, and bandits are rejecting the new naira notes. Are rejecting the old naira notes and are demanding for the new naira notes. Yes, the president will today unveil the new redesigned naira notes today by 10 a.m. The CBN spoke that yesterday that the president has agreed to unveil the new naira notes today. That is from the CBN. A court has ordered INEC to start the registration of voters. Court orders INEC to start registration of voters. I don't know how you look at that, but to me that is a sigh of relief to those that have not had the opportunity to register and many that have been disenfranchised. Courts orders INEC, yes, to start voters registration. In Lagos this morning, we have the queues have returned. The queues have returned. The filling stations are shut. Fuel sold for 200. There is no sufficient fuel to go around Lagos. Scarcity of fuel in Lagos, and that has resulted to the bus stop filled with commuters. That is in Lagos this morning. Let's look at this report on the court ordering INEC to start voter registration 90 days till we get to the election. Let's look at that report this morning. Yes. Don't forget you're watching Flip TV and also click on the like button so that we can have more reach to other person. That's the only way you can support us to get extended to other viewers. The Federal High Court Abuja on Tuesday refused to direct the Independent National, refused to direct the Independent National Electoral Commission to resume the continuous voters registration exercise. The judge Inyang said he could not make such an order with the 23 generation just a few days. Yes, this is an updated report of that court ordering the INEC. So now court has refused to order INEC to resume the voter registration because the judge is saying that he could not make such order that we have just a few days to the election. But earlier we had the report that court ordered the INEC to resume voter registration. Let's go straight to the newspaper headlines this morning. Let's go straight to the newspaper headlines this morning. Historic oil found in Bauchi and Gombe State. Oil found in Bauchi and Gombe State. The president was there. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources was there. GMD, NNPC Limited was there. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party was there. The APC chairman, APC party chairman was there. Pantami was there, and we have a lot of. We have yes, the governor of Gombe State was there. The governor of Bauchi State was there. SGF was there. Boss Mustafa was there, yes, and many others. I can see Timmy Silva, and they were there at the unveiling of the Kolmani, yes, Kolmani 801, 802 um, oil oil reserve. 1 billion oil barrels, 500 billion cubic feet of gas. Exciting. 1 billion oil barrels, 500 billion cubic feet of gas discovered at the Kolmani drill. It says it attracts 1.3 trillion investments. That's Buhari. All in the north. The Kolmani drill attracts 1.3 trillion investment. What is your take? What is your take on that? That is the Daily Trust. Let's start with Daily Trust this morning. I have Daily Trust with me. I have the Vanguard with me also. I'll implement your demands, article tells can leaders. I'll implement your demands, article tells can leaders. 66 travelers killed in Abuja, Borno, Kogi, Plateau roads accidents. Yes. We have the yes, I read the Kolmani drill, which attracts 1.3 trillion naira investment, 1 billion oil barrels discovered, 500 billion cubic feet of gas. Wow, exciting! The new facility to have refinery, fertilizer plant, more oil discoveries in Anambra, Sokoto, and others. That is on the Daily Trust. We have also why we adopted co-regulation. Co-regulation. That is a media owners have come to have a regulation of media practice in Nigeria. Yes, we have the Vanguard with us. PDP crisis. IBB Jonathan moved to reconcile Atiku and Wike. IBB Jonathan moved to reconcile Atiku and Wike. Let's look at also other reports here. 20 million out of school children. Another Boko Haram looms. This is from Obasanjo. 20 million out of school children. Another Boko Haram looms. Obasanjo. 54 die in Maiduguri, Damaturu, Kwale, Abuja highway accidents. Oil theft. Nigeria lost over $2 billion in 8 months. Seen it. Oil theft. Nigeria lost over $2 billion in 8 months. Oshun Paul didn't comply with INEC guidelines. Oyetola's witness tell court. Oshun Paul didn't comply with INEC guidelines. Oyetola's witness tell court. It seems that's going to be a tough battle for the PDP because the APC they are coming out with a lot of evidence that the election is invalid. That's what we have this morning. I have with me Otumba Akunle. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, viewers. Thank God for another day. Thank God to be alive and greet every one of you viewers. If you are not there, we can't be here, right? Good morning. Good morning. Tina, Madam Tina, I greet you a lot. Very quiet, but intelligence, your intelligence, we tapping from it.
Okay, let's look at 20 million out of school children.
Jane, I greet you likewise. Jane here. Jane here, the superwoman.
They're with us. 20 million out of school, another Boko Haram looms.
Yeah, a child you train would be useful to the society. And a child you don't train, they ended up being a threat to the society. Now, what are we saying now? It's been on for a while. Obasanjo just said that during his, what's it called, governance, that let's build schools for these people. And Jonathan follows suit, Amajere schools. Just take care of them, keep them off the streets, so that they won't be falling into wrong hands. You get what I'm saying? And as it is now, is that people are just, ignoring the alarm that is going on. These people are giving, and the results may boomerang on this country.
Okay, we have the Kolmani drill. Yes, oil in the north, we have 1 billion oil barrels.
Wow, hallelujah. Thank God for that. I think we can now have rest. Then
we didn't have rest.
There's never been rest because there's been battle of internal revenue. There's been battles of okay, we Lagos, we Rivers, we're supposed to be getting our fair share because we contribute the highest revenue in this country. After Lagos, you pick Rivers. So, and it's been, we will make the money, you share it to less privileged states. So who is fooling who? We are going to work for the money, while some other less privileged states will enjoy the money.
Is it not a federation?
It's a federation, but it's supposed to be work as you eat as you work. You know, eat as you work, not not the other way around. So that's what they're preaching. As they not as discover oil in the terrain now, I think it will be a balance. There won't be any hatred again. There won't be any
How have they
beef.
been able to manage that?
The Zamfara gold, Matawale already, he brought out some gold in which he took to central bank, and he got exchange of almost 5 billion or how many billion then. So I think they've started exploration of Zamfara gold already, you know, before even the advert issues that, you know, coming to limelight. They've been doing that for a while.
Commonwealth, right? You're looking at Commonwealth.
It's a Commonwealth, but Zamfara decided, say, okay,
Zamfara as a state.
As a state, it's part of the. Yeah, I know, decided that we want to trade on our goods. So they started it. I don't know what they use. It was in the public domain. Now, you're a media man,
I don't understand what you're saying.
Yes,
so Zamfara as a state against the federation.
He did it.
Decided.
He did it. What has the federation done? He did it. The governor, what's it called, of central bank cannot deny it. He took the gold to CBN in exchange of billions of naira. You know, maybe it's just to showcase that this is our product and it's valuable. We can, you know, I don't know what the collaboration.
People from Bielsa, they are watching.
Yes, and they are not watching me alone. They should go to the archive. It came out from the. I'm so shocked that you're not following the trend of that event. You did not even follow the trend. You did not follow. You did not follow the when Zamfara harvest the gold, and Osun, and there was even an outcry that Osun had their own. They could not, have access to economize it. To commercialize it. But Zamfara, they harvested gold and took it to central bank. I'm so shocked. Go to archive, and it's not too long.
I confirm this you're saying. I'm saying that the effrontery that a state will have to want to develop its own mineral resources. We're not practicing that state.
But that is what is going to end up with now. This country is going to end up with. You know, once the oil, they not have the oil now, right? The Niger Delta, there will be competitions, right? There won't be any, there won't be any cry of, we don't have oil, so we can't, let other people have rest. Everybody.
Would this happen with this oil investment, Kolmani oil that has been discovered in? That same thing repeat itself?
Sure. But I'm not looking at the quantity and the quality of the oil they will be, getting from that.
A federation.
Is a federation, right? But they are part of the 13%. They will be part of the 13% derivation. That one alone is. Mind you, not too long ago, the Northern, they said they want the one they created for South. What's it called? Niger Delta. The defense line, Niger Delta, what's it called? NDDC. They said they want their own NDDC, and they created it for the North. Likewise, so the West too said they want their own NDDC separately. Why the Southeast too is crying? So it has turned to a competitive regional system now, where everybody is.
That means the North will be developed in the years to come.
Sure, no, it's not about. It's when the leaders are ready with their mindset to develop their people. You can't develop not with infrastructure alone without developing the mindset of the people, because it's the people that will drive the development of infrastructure. So that is one thing. The people, they are on the street, they need to bring them back to school, educate them, so that we are neighbor to them, we can have peace. Maybe sending them on a child child slavery, hard labor. You see some child, that's supposed to be in school. lottery the street all around, begging and all sort of things. So they should eradicate that. Our Marjorie's school that Jonathan built, they should reverse back to it and get something done with it.
Okay, the oil exploration in northern Nigeria, part of my legacy.
So that's been a dream. Since Mr. Buhari was the PTF, Abacha appointed him as PTF, chairman then. That was one of the agenda, in which I think it just come to reality now. And to me, if that is going to give peace, I concur with it. If it is going to bring enough peace, so no, it's going to be. There's been beefing. There's been beef between all these regions, especially. People are looking into that Niger Delta oil. All eyes on that Niger Delta oil. But since all other regions now are discovering oil, there won't be any, oversight, functions or oversight comments on Niger Delta people. And this is the time now. The Niger Delta, people now have to sit tight and face the competition, because there will be the oil sector now will be so competitive now. Because once you get
the crop of leaders we have in the north over the years,
yeah,
I doubt if they can turn this to development.
They should be able. The crop of the leaders you are saying, majority of them are the one representing us at OPEC. Majority of the people, our representative at OPEC, even some of them, climbed up to even in Kedah to become president of OPEC, right? This Bakido that just died, they appointed him. The other, our professor, what's it called? I've forgotten his name. Majority of them, they are stakeholder in OPEC. So definitely, they should be able to manage and, put things in shape for their region and do the needful. A lot of them have contacts. If they want to take care of that poverty in the north, it doesn't take them time. But majority of the leaders there, they will prefer to use all those youths to,
because something practice
for politics.
Would it be a development that will be for everyone? It's oligarchy that has been practiced in the north.
Yes, oligarchy cannot bring education to every north, cannot bring enlightenment to all the northern citizens, all the privileged northerners. That is the problem, because you have to start worshiping the leader. It's what the leader says you have to keep following. It's what the Sultan, it's what the Abba says you have to follow. So I think they need to detach away from that. You could see
somebody like Sanusi, former CBN governor.
Yeah, he's a radical. That one is, you need radicalized. No, we need radicalized. Northerner like Sanusi like that, and Shehu Sani too. Shehu Sani. There are a lot of them. Colonel Umar. Umar is there, the most intelligent and the most. I can say the most intelligent and one of the most intelligent. Military officer we've ever had, and is corruption free. Yeah, as it is. Umar.
To your best knowledge.
To my best knowledge, go and Google about Colonel Umar. He fought our former past leaders to stand still. They probed him. They could not see anything against him. He's there. I think that guy I would have preferred him because he's so neutralized. He criticized the majority of his northern brothers. He criticized them. He come openly on air to criticize them. And that's why they silence him. You cannot hear of him. Because he doesn't want to be part of the bad leadership.
This is from Al Mustafa, Major General, that man.
I know General. Major Al Mustafa.
He has made a revelation. Yes, he said that he's expressing concern that following the influx of arms and hard drugs in the
election,
Nigeria might be sitting on a keg of gunpowder that could go off at any moment.
Okay, I think it's quite right. It belongs to DSI, the Military Intelligence Agency, NIA.
He has witnessed influx of arms into the country of recent. He's asking whether are they trying to cause another civil war, or are they trying to empower Boko Haram?
You see, this election that is coming, it may end up being a volatile election. It may be one of the most, deadly election we've ever had. Take it or leave it. We are seeing the sign. We are seeing the sign on the handwriting on the wall. As it is now,
But it seems like there's nothing happening.
there's not.
These revelations, but things are going on the
Yeah,
ground.
but for Mustafa to come out and say that, very intelligent guy, he belongs to undercover, of military undercover. Then the Napapa there, that's a military intelligence agency. As it is, and he don't just wash his word away, And I can tell you, those are the people that I can vouch say they know Nigeria blue black. They know Nigeria inside out, right? So for him to come out now and give us that security alert, give it to him at least. And we are seeing the sign. This election, as it is, no matter how, there will be crisis, but there will be post-crisis after the election.
Okay.
And I'm even hearing from one, that is not classified information. No. What I'm hearing, the election may not even hold. They may shift this election because
Me, I have that fears also.
that is it. And that is what I'm praying for, so that we can all sit down and solve the problem that's bringing down this country once and for all. That we can sit down together and say, where are we heading to?
Okay, thank you very
Where
much.
are we going? Let us sit down.
Soft,
Yeah, it has to soft.
big man.
Yeah, really.
Show me the way. Now.
Man, God help me.
Show me the way.
Now condition,
Soft hand.
make crayfish bend.
Say na condition make your hand soft.
Now he make crayfish bend. Now so it always soft.
This your
man.
crayfish no bend.
They still bend though. It just soft, but it never turn to paper, cash for my pocket.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tumakule. I have a Mazi.
What is this?
What is-
Representative in Lagos.
Yeah. I say he has a fresh hand. If you touch his hand, it has his fresh.
Which fresh? What make am fresh?
See, he had like.
See my hand na Biafran trained soldier
Don't
now.
take and carry gun.
Okay.
Biafran rep.
They say every time he shock. Person when no use light sleep, they shock. Well, how you take shock?
Yes.
You don't get light. Nigeria no get light. Every time say you are shocked. What did they shock you?
You said this in last 2 weeks. 20 million out of school children. Another Boko Haram looms. Obasanjo has reiterated that statement.
Any sensible and responsible person will understand what is happening. It's just Obasanjo is just is economical with the truth. So he have never expressed his dissatisfaction over what is happening. If not, he wouldn't have accepted Buhari making another budget for him. Having been within the corridor of power, what I expected Obasanjo to do is to tell Buhari to use those money voted for the past presidential candidates and the military heads of states to those 20 million out of school children to see how those people can be given a future. So for Obasanjo coming here to make this irresponsible statement is unacceptable. It's expected
He's not the right person to say that statement.
no, if it is coming from Chigozie Ndibo as a national analyst, it is well understood. But coming from a man who has been a gross beneficiary of this flawed system, a man who was also responsible for the woes of these children. Because if you have laid foundation for good governance, if you have laid foundation for, and invested in education, these children wouldn't have been out of school. If you have created opportunities for the indigent parents or to have a meaningful livelihood, they wouldn't have been here today. So it's a mockery of himself making that public assertion. He's not mocking Buhari either. He's mocking himself because he has been part of those flawed system. If I should see him, I will with all due respect as an elder statesman, I respect him. But the reality is that you see, my people say Asokota Modike Ekpuru Nkata n'isi gwa ya ụka. So that is what I've just done because of equity. I say ahụaka na-egbu oke, ma agwawa no na-egbu nwata. So when the okenye refuse to speak and the responsibility falls on the younger ones who unfortunately have been destroyed, whose future have been ruined to some greater extent by the so-called elder statesman. Was he not aware that it will come a time when their irresponsibility and their greediness,
I think he
selfishness,
saw his PDP card when he went to vote.
well, what difference does that make?
When he went to
He
vote.
destroyed PDP and identified, affirmed, and revalidated this first system called the Buhari regime. So he is culpable. That's why I'm saying that he has no moral credibility to condemn a system which he also brought into fall. He was one of those who are responsible, who masterminded the initiation of this demonic system called oligarchy Buhari regime. So, if in a sense society, notwithstanding his age, at 80 something, he should be cooling himself in a correctional center.
I think South African president was taken back to the prison.
Of course, that is
Yes.
his likes, his colleague.
Zuma.
He should have been joining them to queue up for beans and bread, agege bread. So he was responsible for the destruction of these young ones, who possibly may have become the president or the scientists of our time and the great men of that and women of that time. But because they found themselves within the contraction called Nigeria, a Nigeria that belongs to the Funegas and Jerak, that is why they have lost sense of
Okay.
the rights to live.
Like
It's so unfortunate.
Major Hamza Mustafa on Tuesday expressed concerns that following the influx of arms and hard drugs in the country, Nigeria might be sitting on a keg of gunpowder that could go off at any moment.
Not just sitting on the cake of gunpowder, they are sitting on the cake of a nuclear bomb. You see, a cake powder is just a cake, it's old fashioned. Nuclear bomb. You see, and this nuclear reactor, you see, of course, the critical mass has been attained, and it will set up chain reaction that will not just start from Sokoto State, the seat of caliphate, but we go around the entire hemisphere of the northern people. You can imagine one of your viewers, you see, make a very destructive submission that Qatar is just a village in Lagos. Now, I now make a little study about Qatar. Qatar has a population of about 2,931,000 people. Less than 3 million population. I now went further to find out what is their GDP, their greed, their
Gross domestic
not gross domestic greed, national greed. That is their
Power.
generation, electricity generation. They are generating 4,480 gigawatt hours. Giga, not mega. Just a population of less than 3 million. Generating close to 5,000 gigawatts. Gigawatt hour. And Nigeria is just generating 3 megawatt. Today it will total collapse tomorrow. Akule, who say he's shocked, didn't sleep with light. He's carrying his charger now about seeking for where to charge it. If there is this okay, you've been able to charge it within the last 1 hour. Now you see him. You see. Okay, you can understand the problem now.
Say you should kindly move to Qatar.
Qatar. You see, it needs moving to Qatar. And I discovered Sokoto has a population of less than 1 million, according to 2021 research or of course
Census.
no research or program or what census. They never had census in Nigeria. They have never conducted census. That is estimation. Now, and I discovered that within this 2 million or 3 million population of Qatar, they have a landmass of 11,000, a sum of 11,000 kilometers square. But Sokoto has, as a state, has more than 25 kilometers square of land mass. but yet are not productive. I discovered the GDP per capita income of Qatar is over $61,000 per person. While that of Nigeria as of 2021 is $2,085. 2001, but now it is less than $100 because
It's not possible.
when dollar was about 300 something, now the dollar is close to 1,000. So when you divide 1,000 by $2,000, what remains? It's not up to $100 per capita. So that's why Nigeria is the seat of poverty. Certified seat, nobody can contest with them in the next 50 years. You can imagine now, what is now the essence of Nigerian population? We have fools, idiots making up the population who are disillusioned, who have no direction and future. Only Qatar can host the entire universe. In terms of infrastructure, Nigeria is never matched and can never be matched. Well, God forbid, it's a slip of tongue for comparing Qatar with this zoological republic. Now, a population of less than 3 million are controlling the world's economy, attracting the attention of global attention that can host the entire world African Championship, World Cup. You see, and you are telling me that it's just a village. Then what is the advantage of your population? What is the advantage of your landmass? This is a system that kills humanity, that kills visions, that kills destiny. You see, and you still make up you are in Nigeria. Who are you? You say you are in Nigeria. What makes you in Nigeria? Take me to any national debate. I will finish you there.
Okay, oil in the north.
Can you imagine?
Oil in the north. 1 billion oil barrels, 500 billion cubic feet of gas. Is exciting. We have these discoveries.
There is nothing exciting about that, as far as I'm concerned. When even the northern, of course, hemisphere has no leadership. Whether you have 1 billion, hundreds or 900 billion reserve or whatever, it makes no sense. What happens to the gold, pure gold being mined in Katsina? How has that affected the masses of Katsina State? I mean Zamfara, or the northern extension? It has rather breed Boko Haram banditry, sections of banditry, rivals and all that. In fact, it has become a financial support for the activities of Boko Haram, banditry, the striving of banditry. Now that they have discovered oil, it is another opportunity for them to become the center, the highest state sponsor of terrorism in the whole world. Yes, if they cannot manage gold, one of the best gold in the world, they turn those regions to destructive. They have caused more damage than ever, which Mazim Nandikanu was not responsible. It is the northern oligarchies. The lives of most of them are watching me, and they are not happy about saying the truth. If they cannot manage gold to turn around the life, to give better future for the population of the northern extraction, which over 90% of the out-of-school children are coming from there. With the gold, they hijack it and cannot better the lot of the people. So discovering oil is another calamity for them. That is the reality. That is a critical analysis of the development of whatever is happening. If they cannot manage the oil of Nigeria, Buhari has been the Minister of Petroleum. We have been the President. I've been the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, including armed robbers are also armed. All the forces that are armed, he is the Commander-in-Chief of the thieves. Even in oil exploration. If he cannot manage what is from the south, they have been in control of that. At a point, Danjuma said that he is so much rich that he doesn't know what to do with money. That money is not his problem. They own the oil wells, the Sultan of Sokoto, all of them, the Emirates. Yet, Sokoto is the center of poverty. With over 25 kilometers square of land, they cannot translate it to productivity. They can't translate it to comparative advantage of their people. You see, they have vast arable land and cannot make use of that. You see, now of what use is the oil? It is, of course, it will cause more national calamity for them. The more damage is not yet
That's
seen.
your projection.
That is the reality. If you cannot manage the little that is given to you, do you think, in fact, that will create another sponsorship for Boko Haram? They will buy private war jets now. You see, they cannot target Osama. No, they cannot target World Trade Center in America. People that are in America thinking that they are safe. You run away from Nigeria to America. You are never safe, oh, because of the discovery of this oil. Is a promotion of war terrorism, and I may likely get to you because nowhere is safe with the advent of this oil discovery that is now in the hands of Boko Haram bandits and political gladiators who never mind, who is not interested in the welfare of the people.
Kule's village is safe. Say his village is safe. Kule.
Which, I understand Kunle now. He's a frustrated man. Asalan, you know, the first typhoid, no, the second typhoid, I was even stealing blood. Was in Osun State because they don't have water. God bear me witness. Osun State, they don't have water. There's only sank borehole. The first time I experienced stealing blood letting in my stool was in Osun State.
Carry on, come from Imo State. We have dam in Osun. Osun Dam is there.
Good morning.
I have dam. Yo, we have dam in Osun. Osun
Yeah,
Dam
we
is
know.
there. We provide water for the other states.
Let's
Chigozie just carry
continue.
the dowry
Let's
from,
continue. Let's
Imo State.
continue.
Where is the dam?
Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Okay, let's look at the Kolmani drill. We are looking at 1 billion oil barrels, 500 billion cubic feet of gas. The new facility will have a refinery, fertilizer plant, more oil. Yes. How would this reflect on the development of that area? Looking at the kind of leaders we've had in the past in the north.
To start with, if we are talking about gas, I think gas still have future. But for seafood, I think we discussed it yesterday, that the world is gradually shifting attention away from fossil fuel. We are talking about renewable energy as a way of trying to mitigate the effect of ozone layer that is being depleted by gas emission. So I think, though generally speaking, it is God that deposits natural resources. So if God in His wisdom has decided to deposit that natural resources in that area and it's not being discovered, I think it's to the glory of God and to the use of mankind. But the area are not comfortable with the approach of Nigerian government is the world is looking of how do you shift attention away from fossil fuel. We already have cars running on solar system. And globally, nations are planning in 25 years' time, 30 years' time, 50 years' time, want to phase away vehicles that run on PMS, that run on diesel, so that you can reduce gas emission, you can reduce gas flaring, you can reduce, because if you look at even Nigeria currently, almost all the areas where we have oil exploration, you have gas flaring. Okay. And this gas is what you could have even convert to domestic gas. And we are when they talk about global summit on how to mitigate effect of ozone layer, how to talk about global warming, Nigerian leaders will be going there to give speeches. And you cannot do things to support the world initiative. So I'm saying generally that investing more money in oil exploration is not fashionable in this our age, because the world, I'm not saying it is going to stop use of PMS and all that, is going to have abrupt end today. But what I'm saying is, what is our projection? What is our plan? 20 years time, 50 years time, I'm not seeing it on ground. Some places They will tell you that 50 years time, you will not see any vehicle that run on PMS on their roads. And you can see the demonstration by seeing vehicles that is running on solar system. And they already have designated places where you can recharge the vehicle, and it tells you if you recharge here, how many kilometers you can take you before you recharge. And all these things are strategically been designed. But we are not seeing it here. So if somebody is talking, look as if one is a sadist, one is speaking because oil is being discovered in other areas. But that is not the issue, because personally, I've been an advocate that since the world is looking at alternative source of energy, I think the Nigeria should follow suit.
Okay. Let's look at other reports. Where do you see crude oil can be used for other?
I talk about gas. I said
Even
gas have
rubber
enduring
and
tendencies.
Other things can be.
But look at
extracted.
what Nigeria, the refinery, what their interest. It borders on the fuel that comes from crude.
Okay, let's look at in Lagos now. This morning, there's fuel scarcity.
There are so many factors why you could record fuel scarcity. Because the way it stands today, NNPC happens to be the only so importer of refined products. And the way it stands equally, NNPC per se do not have tank farm. They leverage a tank farm belonging to oil majors. But I think the problem is because we are not refining what we consume. We are importing refined products. And anything that happens in the international market affects what we are doing here. But the major problem is the sharp practices that has to do with subsidy regime. Because currently, I don't think the official control price is feasible at the filling stations. Because if, from what we are seeing, some places they buy 200 and something, some they will tell you they buy 100 and something. So it staggers. And naturally, since it's controlled, it implies that federal government is paying subsidy for every liter of PMS that is being purchased at in any filling station in the country. But the problem here is because if they bring in perhaps, let's say, 1 million liters, for instance, somebody somewhere will go and inflate it that they bring 10 million liters. So that by the time they want to calculate subsidy for people who are importing or what they rather call under recovery currently, they will multiply it times 10. Just like we saw the Minister of Humanitarian Disaster and Humanitarian that agency saying that she do not know how about 200 and something billion was smuggled into her appropriation bill.
By the Minister of Finance.
And as we speak, it's interesting that nobody has claimed responsibility.
I saw that story and I was like saying, why would they?
The issue is, like I said the other time, budget padding is very much happening in Nigeria. The reason we said don't hear about it is because everybody has been whipped into line. When Saraki was leading National Assembly, that is when we heard the issue of budget padding. Because then there was scrutiny, there was check and balance. The legislatures thus were ready to do proper job in terms of vetting and looking into the books of all the agencies and parastatals during budget presentation. But currently what we have is, even as we speak, some agencies, some of government that are going into closed door session to examine the budget. So what I'm saying is, the fuel crisis we are recording, if government declare the actual liter of fuel that is being consumed, and they calculate the subsidy based on the actual PMS being consumed, we will not have this problem at hand. Because by the time you multiply and inflate the liter of PMS being consumed, the amount government need to pay increases. The government it becomes difficult for government to continue paying that humongous amount.
Okay.
As we speak, under lockdown, the government made us to understand that we consume average of 50 million liters of PMS a day. Was it feasible? When people were indoors, only people that rendered essential services were going outside, like you guys, pressmen, medical, people that produce food and all that. Maybe you post should explain to us how Nigeria consume average of 50 million liter of PMS a day during that lockdown.
When we trek from 50 to
I
this
said
place,
maybe you people, because you are the people who were working then. I mean you Christian.
I don't think that figure is.
I don't think.
defensible.
Now, look at before this government came on board. We were made to understand that we are consuming average of 30 to 35 million liter of PMS a day. Currently, the record show that we are consuming about 67 to 70 million liter of PMS a day. And say that the figure is not right. Something is wrong somewhere.
Corruption.
Yes.
Let's look at that report. 20 million out of school children. Another Boko Haram looms. Obasanjo.
You see one thing. I don't know. That is why at times I look at Nigerian government. It look as if they are not ready to do anything. I say go and look at the constitution. It's unambiguous. We have been saying it often and often that the welfare of Nigerians and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. We have a situation where, look at Boko Haram for instance, look at banditry, look at ISWAP, look at Ansadu terrorist organization now. Terrorist organization.
Yeah.
All their leaders, all their members are Nigerians, Northerners. Because these are people who their leaders, their governors, their government refuse to educate. They now become vulnerable to be recruited into banditry, into terrorism and all that. So the more you refuse to educate the people, the more they become vulnerable to be recruited, to be radicalized. Why don't you ask? We have Muslims in the southwest here. The same way we have Muslims in the north. Why is it difficult for Boko Haram to recruit Southwesterners to become members of terrorist organizations? When the issue of Abdul Salam happened, when they attempted to bomb an American aircraft, people were saying that it is not a Nigerian thing. But people like God knew that Northerners have that tendency of becoming terrorists. Because I did my service in the north.
Northerners have the tendency of becoming terrorists.
Yes. At every little provocation, what they have to do with religion, they even blackmail you and kill you. So what I'm saying is, if government do not do something urgently, Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
That's what Mustafa said, that the influx of arms.
Because the average, let me tell you a little bit of experience. I don't know whether I see obtainable like that. You see somebody who they will give birth to in Kaduna, in Sokoto, in Kano. The parents will not know the whereabouts of the child. The child will find its way to Jigawa in the name of Anamajeri. All you see is that they use string, rope to suspend plate on their neck, moving about all the streets, causing nuisance. And the only education they have is they will say one Islamic study. They call it Islamia. We just gather them every evening to give them Islamic education. And if you grow into adulthood, that education you're acquiring, you have no place. I'm not saying they should not acquire Islamic knowledge, but they should acquire formal education, Western education that will be productive, that will earn their living. Because everybody will not become a scholar, Islamic scholar, by the time you acquire Islamic knowledge. At least you need knowledge to earn you living, so that you don't become turning out to be a destitute and a nuisance to the society. Because the way it stands, look at how much federal government is spending on insecurity. It will tell you that the North is dragging Nigeria backward. What I would like to say is the situation.
Okay, let's look at other reports this morning. Nnamdi Kanu sues Malami, demands 20 billion naira for saying that he jumped bail.
In fact, he pays one when you continue discussing the issue of Nigeria. Because we have a president who said that Nnamdi Kanu's case is not under his control, that the judiciary will be allowed to do their job. Because at a time when the stakeholders leaders from the Southeast went to meet with him that there is need to look for political solution to Nnamdi Kanu. Buhari told them that they have asked for a hearing, but that it is the judiciary that have the mandate, the right to determine Nnamdi Kanu's case. And that is a situation where the judiciary has spoken and spoken loudly that the extraordinary rendition have made the federal government to lose the right of prosecution. So for me, I think all the cases you see them trying to go back to file against issue, I think it's abuse of court process. Because by all indication, Court of Appeal, the appellate court have said that federal government have lost its right to prosecute that man. And you have a situation where there is insecurity, in crisis, instability in the Southeast. Whether we like it or not, this thing did not happen until the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu. So why don't you release him and see whether you will have a self-relief in the Southeast? I don't know whether Mr. President and his cohorts enjoy the insecurity we have. Yes. When I mean cohorts, I'm talking about the Attorney General.
The word cohorts is not.
His cohorts is people who are around his friends, his inner caucus and all that. That's what I mean by his cohorts.
Okay.
So whether they enjoy the level of insecurity we are seeing in the Southeast, I don't know. Ordinarily, as a father, as a president, any action you take, whether policy or anything, you look at what is it in the public interest? I think for me, it's in the public interest that we see peace in the Southeast. If releasing Nnamdi Kanu would engender that peace, why don't you release him?
Okay, lastly, yes, this is my legacy, the oil exploration in the north. That's Buhari speaking. Oil exploration in the north, my legacy.
I don't know why that should be his legacy. When we have a situation where insecurity is ravaging everywhere. The president came on board, he asked the then chief of army staff, took Brutai to go to Madugri, until Boko Haram is completely subdued. Under the watch of Brutai, Boko Haram insurgency, terrorism metamorphosed into other groups. We have Ansaro, we have ISWAP, we have killer henchmen, and he have not been able to address it. He's telling you that oil exploration will be his legacy. I don't know what they mean by that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi. I have Oba Festus. Good morning, Mr. Festus.
My name is not
Felix.
Mr. Festus.
I know.
No.
I know.
No, hold on.
Festus.
Because I know why. Because there are some people paying you for them to be saying what to please them. Hold on now, to please them. Let me tell you, when we come to this platform, it's a time we hear our view.
Yeah.
It's a time we tell what is my own personal view.
Yeah.
You cannot impose your own view on my own
Have
view.
I ever imposed my view on you?
From what I'm seeing, you are gradually doing that.
What did I
You are gradually doing that.
I call him
You understand?
Eze Matthew.
Huh?
I call Otumba Kunle. I call Mazi. So I call you. You're from Edo State.
You are too aggressive. You have joined the Obi movement. You are too aggressive, and that's what I don't like about being aggressive.
Let's look at oil in the north.
It's
So Mani Drill attracts 1.33 trillion naira investments, 1 billion oil barrels, 500 billion cubic feet of gas.
It's a welcome development to the northern part of Nigeria, and actually, the president have actually brought up his legacy. He has actually told Nigerians that that's my legacy. If there's anything you have to remember me for, I brought some amount of money that they should go and look for oil wherever it is, and that's the result. That means to tell you that the president is a determined person whenever it comes to whatever he wants to achieve. He has actually said that the security network is going to see that he's going to deal with it decisively. And I believe, the president, when it comes to the people of the north, when he speaks, he normally fulfills his promise. But when it comes to the people of the south, the reverse is what is the case. You understand? That's my case on that aspect. The president has played his own part in that aspect.
We are expecting developments in that region.
Development will come. Go to Katsina State. Almost all the university, they brought this. They brought effort. Nothing in Katsina. Everything in Katsina State. They've taken everything there. When our own southern brethren,
we have all in the...
wait, sir. When our own southern brother, if they become president, look at Jonathan. Mention what Jonathan did in Bayelsa State. Mention one thing Obasanjo did in the southwest. Let us be realistic to ourselves. You may not like my opinion, but the truth need to be said.
This is why you're facing me now. What did I do to you?
No, I am telling you, the South, we are the problem of ourselves. The South, we are the problem of ourselves. Until we begin to tell ourselves the truth, we cannot move forward. The South, we are the problem of ourselves. We say election is coming. Look at South. South, they are fighting themselves.
The G5.
A matter of G5, the South. Why can't the South come as one and bring one person? You understand? It's quite embarrassing. It's quite embarrassing. And we said the Northerners are not educated. When it comes to politics, they have this political education more than we that are educated.
We have IBB and Jonathan moved to reconcile Atiku and Wike.
Let me tell you the truth, nothing but the truth. Even if they go and reconcile, let me tell you, someone that is done need not to be Wike. What is just doing? What is doing? He forget that if something do not favor you today, it may favor you tomorrow. You understand? Because the thing is just that he will still want to hide the presidency. And all what he's saying is going to work against him. You understand? No matter what it is. They throw this in PDP, they throw this thing, they throw it openly. They throw it openly. That let them go and try their popularity. And they went on it, and this thing. Tambuwa stepped down for his brother. Tambuwa stepped down for his brother. Stepped down for Atiku, and Atiku won this thing. And because of the way Wike talks too much. He said he's not a second, he will not take the VP slots. And now he's fighting equity. Okay.
Let's look at other reports here this morning. Buhari to unveil new Naira notes today. Another legacy.
Another legacy, you call it. At the same time, I don't see anyhow that unveiling that Naira will affect me. I have not stolen Nigerian money. I work hard for my own money. The people that this is going to affect are the people that have stolen Nigerian money. These people that have stolen Nigerian money.
They will recover more money and put into the account.
All the money they recovered from Abacha loot. Where is the money? Where is the money?
The
railway that they borrowed money that they are doing. Don't you know Nigeria is in debt? I want to tell you the truth. The politicians are the problem of Nigeria. The politicians are the problem of Nigeria, and they are not taking us anywhere. And this is one thing I have to say, that until we come together, we, the southern part of Nigeria, we come together and speak in one voice. We cannot move far. I am quite surprised that Wike could be going on. That's why he came to Lagos. He came to Lagos on Sunday and said they should not vote for so person. They should not vote for. And they rightly told him that this is not Rivers State. That this is not Rivers State. That this is Lagos.
Okay. Lastly, let's look at. Let me look at these reports that I want to give you. Now, bandits are asking for new Naira notes. 4 persons were abducted yesterday in Zamfara State, and they're asking for new Naira notes.
When it comes to that aspect, see, one thing I want this federal government to do is that any state that they kidnap or bandit they should hold the state government responsible. They should hold the state government responsible. Why I say they should hold the state government responsible is that if this new note is out and they're asking for new notes, you understand? The federal government should hold those like in Lagos State, now if they owe somebody ransom, the federal government should hold the state government responsible. You understand? Why? Because he's the chief security officer of that state. If anything goes wrong in this state, whatever will happen in this state, if the chief security of the state cannot get hold of it, that means he knows something about it. So if these are done and these measures are put in place, I believe all these bandits and the rest will come down.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Felix. Oba Felix. Good morning, Mazi.
To my surprise today, Felix is speaking in favor of the Southerners. The other day he called here, he was talking, according to them, I have many viewers from abroad that told me, caution me that I should caution Felix. That the way he talk against some politicians, I mean the presidential aspirants, is not good. They say, why must he be saying all those things? I think understand that Felix rubbished their day. I think understand that they were not happy.
Did you refer that to him?
No, they told me direct. They did not hide the truth, so that's why I messaged him this morning. I told him
no wonder he
come.
came and was
I told him that so from America, from Europe, many of them were not happy with your last interview here. You spoke, according to them, nonsense that you disrupted.
That is their interest. So
anyway, it's no interest. When somebody made good point, people will like to say, cling on that this guy made a good point. Those people that are talking to Felix was not the only person that talked that day here. So, good morning, Nigerian diasporas. You can see our brother Felix is trying to come back. After all, Obasanjo was there for how many years? Obasanjo did not do anything in this southwest. Buhari is just there 7 years plus. Go to Katsina, go to Sokoto. Now, oil exploration has started in Bauchi, Gombe.
my legacy, that will be my legacy.
Thank you. Don't worry. It's now Gombe, Bauchi, over 1 billion barrels of crude oil discovered there. I don't know what I understand. So, Obasanjo came here, nothing like that. Good Lord Jonathan came here as a president. He was elected as a president. Go to Bayelsa today. Bayelsa has still stories of woe to tell. Because when it rained, everybody knew. The whole houses in Bayelsa submerged. Even Good Luck Jonathan's house submerged. But somebody from north there, he was not a university dog. He didn't work in the workshop as a military engineer, as Matu Obasanjo did. But you can see what is going on in the north today. He faced his people in the north. He paid them good attention. The Kanuri and the Fulanis, they are cutting away gold, silver, brass, home, because their brother is on the throne. When our brother came on the throne, 1960s, Governor General of Nigeria, he turned his back on the Igbos. While my dear uncle, Obafemi Awolowo, the man that is taking care of the Western region, he gave the Westerners education. I tell you, it depends on the individual. Now that Mr. Buhari has come, let me tell you, go there today in the north, University of Transportation, the first time I have had it in history, that there's a University of Transportation. He has given it to Sokoto through our what? Diligent brother, Minister of Transportation,
Amechi.
Chibika, brought to me Amechi. You see it to the level that Buhari has gone to his in-laws and kinsmen in Niger Republic, giving them many infrastructural amenities at our own expense. We own the money, we own the fund. The fund is from us in the southern Nigeria. Niger, they are smiling. Railway track from Nigeria to Niger. Tell me what we are benefiting from Niger. Is there any mineral resources being produced or discovered in Niger that Nigeria needed railway link with Niger so that easier transportation of such mineral resources to Nigeria will be what? Implemented. The link, railway link from Nigeria to Niger, is that not another absolute psychophancy? Is a question. Another exhibition of absolute psychophancy is that, or was that Buhari gave Nigerian 100 jeeps that is meant for what? Border patrol or mainland patrol or hinterland patrol in that country. What does Nigerians benefit from those supplies of automobiles? Is another what? Definite exhibition, display of insanity to the highest order. Buhari knows how to wield what? Presidential power. Immunity clause that covers Mr. President. Nigerian President Buhari has indicated to the whole world is the most powerful president in the world. Matu Obasanjo was there, which he come nothing. Good luck, Ebere Nnamundi Azikiwe Jonathan was there, nothing. Azikiwe Nwazikiwe, nothing. Then again, how many of them? Ernest Chonico, He handled that position, I think, from 1994 yes to 95. Nothing was shown. And as Sonicor, may his soul rest in peace. So, what are we saying? Oil exploration in the north has come so that everybody there will have what? Fresh breath, air to breathe. Then, southerners will have rest. Then, Nigeria, there will be no do me, I do you, God not the vex. Beat me, I beat you, God no go vex. I want another exploration to ensue along or around Lake Chad. Let oil be discovered there. Let oil be discovered in Benue. Let oil be discovered in Taraba. Abuja, you are there. Rocky ground, still, there are many mineral resources lying on the ground. It doesn't mean that it should be a swampy area to discover black gold. I tell you, Nigerians, there will be peace if the whole north will be discovered as oil producing region. Thank you, everybody. Once again, we are here to stun you with many news in Nigeria.
I think we tell can leaders and we implement your demands.
Thank you so much. Christian Association of Nigeria. Atiku is telling us, because I'm a monk, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, monk.
Christian Chuku, the name spells it all. His name says it all. Every Christians in the north, every Christians in the south, southeast, southwest, Atiku has come again. He's going to implement our demand. Number one demand we are demanding from Atiku is Atiku, go after the killer of Deborah Samuel, an innocent Christian that was killed by, I don't know them. It's demand of cats that the Deeper Life woman that was killed in Kano State, the perpetrators should be brought to court. Demand from Khan is that Ndimi, the Khan chairman, Adamawa branch, that was caught or beheaded by Boko Haram insurgents, the perpetrators, whether it's Shekrau, whether it's Ansaru or Aswap, we need a stop, an abrupt stop. Should be or could be Atiku won an election in 2023. Abrupt stop of insurgency in the northeast. Demand from the Khan. Let me tell you, Atiku, Fulani herdsmen that killed the first attack in Nibonise, Enugu State, the axis of Unsuka, in 2017, the perpetrators of that crime, they committed abomination. They killed Catholic priests. Atiku, we need the perpetrators. They are from your kinsmen to be brought to what? Books. Are you listening to me? Atiku, the people that are living in Adamawa Forest, Yoruba Highland Forest, everywhere, Ibadan Express, those boots, left and right, has been what? Occupied by gunmen, Fulani herdsmen wearing AK-49 and AK-47 on daily basis, while Amoteku, almighty Amoteku, the security outfit in Yoruba land, were denied of what? Ebosa, bed rifles. They were given only Yoruba traditional then God, so that anytime they confront the so-called herdsmen, they will just mow them down as if they are flowers. Let me tell you, Atiku, the demand from Khan is that you quit the pilgrimage going to Israel and the running from Nigeria to Hejira to Medina. That is called, what they call it in Arabic or Muslim or Mohammedan knowledge, Islamic knowledge, a run from Medina to Mecca. Okay, Hejira. So, balance it, the pilgrimage. People that are going to Israel, federal government will cater for their expenses. I mean the Christians. Then, those people from Islam, those Muslims that are running, Hejira to Mecca, balance it up also. Do not cater only for the Muslims that are going to Mecca and pay the expenses and turning your back on the Christians that are going to the Wailing Wall of Jerusalem for their own pilgrimage. Atiku, Khan is demanding no more grazing route. Everybody should take care of his animals. Your livestock is answerable to you. My livestock, every Igbo, Mbi Igbo, they are all answerable to me. We have our own cow in the southeastern Nigeria. They don't make trouble. Fulani cattle rearers all over West Africa, they should be catering for their own animals. Atiku, Meiti Allah is for the cattle rearers. They have no stay in Nigeria government, public offices. It is not gazetted in our constitution that Meiti Allah should be part and parcel of Nigerian government. Atiku, you should address it. I'm trying to tell you people what Khan should have told Atiku. I know that they must have made some of these points.
You are the owner of the cow.
Listen to me. You are the owner of the cow. You make money from the cow. Nothing concerns Yoruba man that is farming in his farmland. Nothing concerns Idoma man, Agatu man, Benue. Nothing concerns farmers over there. About your grasses to graze. Scatter for your animals. Make an enclosure. Atiku Khan is advising you. Put the animals there. Feed them at your own expense. Okay. Not at the expense of people's farm.
He has promised. He has promised.
He has promised.
Yeah, he has promised.
Thank you. That's very good.
The security officer of the late military dictator Sani Abacha, that is Major Hamza Al-Mustafa, expressed concerns that following the influx of arms and hard drugs in the country recently, Nigeria might be sitting on a keg of gunpowder that could go off any moment.
A very intelligent security officer can do his job. Yes, Chief Security Officer. CSO of Abacha. I'm right. Hamza Mustafa. Very, very intelligent. That was a time in this country, that was 90s, when Muammar Gaddafi demanded that Hamza Mustafa be, given to him. That he wants the guy to come to Libya. Because the guy is very, very intelligent. No, an intelligent Chief Security Officer, if you wake him up, 12 a.m., he will wake up and give you the accurate security details of wherever place he deemed fit. Whatever advice you deem fit, you ask him to give you, he can do good work for you on security. I'm telling you, Hamza Mustafa is saying the truth. The influx of arms from borders in the north is on a daily basis. Nobody search containers over there. No customs officer, no quarantine, no immigration, no civil defense corps, no police, no DMI, no naval officers over there in the north. That's why bags of rice are coming in. Arms are coming in, proliferating in the north on daily basis, because our border in the south is not porous. They block everywhere here so that we don't have access to bags of rice anymore. A bag of rice that is sold 5,000 in Cotonou is sold for 5,000 in Lagos. Bags of rice are coming from the north, the whole borders. Do you think that our ears are blocked, or don't we go on social media again? Borders in the north are porous. They are not searching anything there. So Hamza Mustafa knows. Hamza Mustafa cannot stay in the north and tell us that arms are coming from Calabar axis, Badagry axis. No. Hamza Mustafa knows every nook and cranny, every foot rose in the north. Sokoto, Katsina, Borno State, northeast, Adamawa. Those are the leakages I'm trying to tell you. So Hamza Mustafa knows. See, drug abuse is unchecked in the north. Northerners, every average northern youth doesn't drink beer. They don't drink beer. What they take is this, smoking, gum, smoking, tramadol. Every outside youth, they smoke anything smokable. They don't drink. They said, their religion said, drink is an abomination. Igbo is it not abomination? Cocaine is it not abomination? All manner of cracks. They are sniffing and injecting into their veins. So our Quran does not, reject that one. Let me tell you, beer, hot drink, that is what they taught them in mosque. They did not teach them about sniffing, injecting substances suspected to be heroin. Okay. Another thing. See, let me tell you, the border post in the north, Hamza Mustafa is making a point, good point. My brother, let me tell you, arms are coming in on daily basis. If you see the amount of arms that come into Nigeria in 2015, during the election that brought Buhari, I don't think we would be here by now. Because those mercenaries from Sahel countries, they chip in arms arms in quantum. And the protection of arms through northern borders is a continuum this time around. Nobody is questioning anybody because they feel that they are the masters of this country while we are the second class. That's why Calabar border is blocked. That's why Tinker Island, they will search your container, search your pants. They will search your container, everything around inside that container, and search your pants. You, the person that imported that container, they will search you too. Because this is South. North is free, enjoying themselves. Many things are coming through the North. Hamza Mustafa is saying the truth. Yes. Boko Haram mount checkpoint in the North. Go and check it. They know that this man is Boko Haram. Settle him. They are security agents there. You don't know. Chineke. Before you could succeed on bringing back smoke fish from Lake Chad, I think on the axis of Lake Chad, because Lake Chad, there's one in Nigeria, there's one in Chad. Before you can come into Nigeria to trade with those catfish, Boko Haram will allow you. They use their scarf. Yes, Arafat color. Yes, Arafat. They will do it like this. You will settle them. Boko Haram, you settle them on the road. You will see it. Police see them too. Okay. Nobody, they quarry them. There is a security outfit in the north now. Everybody has tagged Boko Haram. You don't know what you're saying. Okay. Quota basis to equate the amount of development in the south to that of the north is what Nigeria is suffering from today. Quota basis. I don't know most of you knows about quota basis. In those days, do you know what? Make I spell it to you. When I pass out from primary school to get into secondary school, we were told that if you write 36 or 37, you will gain scholarship. We study hard and ready hard. Some of us got 29, 30, 28. Are you listening to me? While in the north, to equate it, to balance it, a student in the north that scored 13 is free to enter secondary school. That is called quota basis. Are you listening to me? Somebody in Yoruba land, Southwest, that scored 21, 22. No, they don't allow you. Somebody in Igbo land, Anambra Imo said that scored 20, 23, 19, 24. They don't allow you. From 27 to 37, 36, scholarship, A1, they allow you. But not 13, 15, 18, carry go. That is the meaning of just example of quota system. Okay. So, are you listening to me? Thank you. So that is what brought about this trouble of even porosity in the security outfit over there border post, too porous. While this place is as tight as Ake. If you import anything to that, repeat it. Fulani custom officer will search the container and use broom, and sweep the container, make sure that no pin is left in there. Then you, the importer, they will search your hair everywhere, search your pants. Quota system, my food.
Thank you very much. Yes, I have Oluwa1. Oluwa1, do you have any language this morning?
Language is Colorado. We are seeing it too.
In the west side.
Yes, the west side. The west side
till we come.
And now we are here again now. My viewers morning.
Something happened. Kidnappers, the bandits kidnapped somebody.
Somebody.
They asked for the ransom.
Ransom. Where
they don't want the new naira, the old naira notes.
Okay,
they want the new one.
That I tell you that all those people that are arrangement. It's a systematic arrangement to the corridor of power. They are playing game with us, and that game is already out of hand. We are not with that game anymore. We are occupying our corridor of power come 2023, whether they like it or not. All those stories will be gone, will be abolished forevermore. Now I said naira note. Now I say they don't want to collect old one. They want to collect new one. Okay, where is the new one? Okay, come and kidnap all of us. Their time has numbered. Their time is going, and the time is gone.
Yeah, Buhari, yes. My legacy, discovering oil in the north.
Buhari is bringing story that we never believe that story. See, oil north and west and south is where oil belongs. That place is cattle land, cattle, dry land, bandit house. You are now saying your legacy. Insecurity atmosphere. So you have to deal with those penal confess. Before you now say your legacy is not discovering oil. Discovering oil, don't you see? It's a $3.something billion. Is that one in one era? What are we speaking and what are we saying? Are we clapping for you or we are laughing? You will know that you are lying from the bottomless pit.
But you say the president is lying.
It's lying. I see the language of that story. They accommodate themselves. They are all VIP, vagabond in power. Say $3.20 billion you have discovered oil exploration. How long is that? I'm going to share the money at the end of the tunnel because now everybody know that they are going by fire by force. They must leave. They can't extend their tunnel anymore. So they are bringing a language that they will acquire our wealth. 1 billion is equivalent to almost 100 billion, almost 800, 900 billion for Nigeria. Times 3 trillion. You want to exploit what you never see. And we are not telling us that a barrel or something, 500,000 per barrel a day will be discovered. That's how long would that be?
1 billion oil barrels. 1 billion oil
barrel.
Yes.
Is that possible? Where is the real one that will have in Niger Delta? You not forget it that side. And your people are looting here. Now you not bring a story that is never even happened. Nobody will bring this story. This story just is a page story, a arranged story. You and I know it's a arranged story. So we don't believe in this story. The story I will believe, where is the insecurity that you say you fight? You say before you leave, and you want to leave, that's defeating the insurgents. And we are not bringing on that language.
So he doesn't have any legacy?
No, he just come and go. Only legacy that he have is that let Nigeria to open eyes to see the A and the B, to know their skeleton. That is only legacy that he leave. Letting Nigeria to arise with their own mind. Now we are not arise. Now we don't know the A and the B and the C and the WXYZ. That's only legacy.
Okay.
He said,
Let them know.
let them know the motherfucking home language of the fucking
let them know.
Say the truth must be told and the truth will set us free. And now they are running away. End of discussion for them. You must pack a loop. Nothing goes up that never come down.
There's no fuel now.
Imagine December is coming, everybody is running enter scatter. More suffering and smiling. And you are not telling us that $3 billion is now for exploration of oil in Northern Hole. That is a motherfucking bullshit lie. Imagine. They want to suck our blood more, but we thank God they are going. Come man, they must leave. They must leave. There's time of number. They must leave. There is no tunnel enlargement anymore.
Okay, any hope for Nigerians?
There's a bigger hope for Nigeria because Nigeria is a grant of the living God. Nigeria is a grant of the living God, the Most High God resident here. So a solution is automatically 100% sure for you and I.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, with that, we are getting close to the end of the program this morning. Bystanders at an instant. Yes, let's get Udeze Chima. Yes, respond to cussing this morning. Mr. Udeze Chima from Italy. Yes, you have the floor. Yes, you can contribute to the program. God bless you.
Now, God bless you, Mr. Christian, and to all the esteemed viewers and reviewers out there. Unfortunately, Mr. Christian, I would have expected you to apologize to your viewers because of the way you abruptly ended yesterday's streaming. I believe you would have come here today and explained to us why you ended up like that. And anyway, let's move forward. I want to go straight to your headline: oil exploration in northern region. My legacy, says Buhari. Of course, Buhari, that's his legacy. It's not deniable, and that is to show the whole Nigerians the kind of president they have all these 8 years. Buhari has been a president for the Northerners and the Fulanis right from his first day in office as a Nigerian president. And that's why he's proud to say that the legacy he left for the whole Nigerians is oil exploration that he found in the north. Buhari has failed, and that is even to the blind man. They knew that Buhari is not the president. He just went there to mess up. Secondly, the Northerners should not rejoice. Anyway, the whole Nigeria should rejoice because this oil exploration that they found in the northern region, I think is something that will broker the peace in Nigeria indirectly. Unfortunately, fortunately enough, they have found oil, and this is one of the reasons they have hold tight to Nigeria. Now, please, if it's possible for them, they should go and manage this oil and better their life, and allow the rest of Nigerians that are progressives to move forward. Because with the Northerners still in Nigeria, together with other tribes, I don't think Nigeria will move forward because these people like going backwards. Whereas the other tribes in Nigeria likes moving forward, but these people like going back. Unfortunately, this oil is the beginning of their woes in the northern Nigeria. Put me right. Because watch all the African countries where there is oil, Angola, Congo, Sudan, they are suffering in abject poverty with crisis all over their countries. So oil is not a blessing to a black man. Oil is a curse to a black man because black people, they lack managerial skills. They don't know what to do with the natural resources that got deposited in their lands. So the earlier Nigeria is divided, the better for the northerners so that they can go drink this oil. Unfortunately, oil, where I'm staying right now, in the next 3 years, 2025, the government has made a law that every car using gas and PMS, they will be gradually phasing them out. So of what use is the oil? Of what use is the oil? So the world is moving forward, whereas the Nigeria and the black nation, they are still backwards. The Nigerian government, Nigeria should borrow a leaf from the little country Qatar. Qatar, that is not up to Lagos in number and size. If they can have the guts, the resources and the skills to host a whole World Cup, do you know what it takes to host World Cup? Nigeria in the next 100 days, Nigeria cannot even host the Nations Cup, let alone World Cup. But Qatar, that is to tell you, the lesser the country, the more easier it is to govern. The smaller the country, the easier for the country to be governed. Nigeria is too vast for one man to be governed. But if Nigeria insists on staying together, there must be some revisions.
Mazi
So that we can know what we are talking about here.
Contribution today. Thank you for reminding me. God bless you. Yesterday, the network tripped off. We are very sorry for that. We experienced that and it was a shock to us. So I apologize to everyone. Please, don't be angry with us. Yes, I have Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven, good morning. I can see Mr. Steven. Yes, you have the floor. You can contribute to the program.
Good morning, Christian. And good morning, everyone in Nigeria. Discovering oil in the north is a good thing. I am glad to hear that. If that will give them the opportunity to let us go. We are tired of the country in Nigeria is no more working. The marriage is not there. It's no more working. I know what is holding them is just the oil. And thank God they have discovered oil in their region. So they should allow us to go. Let them go ahead and sort out themselves with their oil. Let's just go home and manage our lives. The country is not working. The Fulani, the Northerners have taken over Nigeria. The whole Joint Chiefs, they're all Muslims. They're all Hausas. It's very, very bad. You can see kidnappers kidnapping somebody and demanding for new Nigerian notes. That shows you that they know what they're doing. Those guys are not working alone. They have strong hands, backup from the government. You understand me? They have backup from the government. The best thing to happen to Nigeria is separation. We are tired of being together. It's no more working. Let us go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steven, for your contribution today. God bless you, Mr. Steven. Yes, God bless you. Who else do we have online this morning? Let's get you contribute to the program. Yes, thank you very much, Ms. Osas Otabo, Mr. Fad, for supporting our get-together. We expect more support. On the 3rd of December will be that get-together for the reviewers and people around us. Yeah, kindly support that. Osas Otabo, yes, Mr. Fad and other persons have indicated to support us. God bless you all. God bless you all. With that, we have come to the end of the program today. Bystanders at the newsstands. I'm Christian Chuku. If you want to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook, Christian Chuku. God bless you. Till tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program. bystanders at the newsstands. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.